Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss about important 5 marks numericals for second PU Karnataka board examination. Question paper, board exam question paper consists of 4 parts, that is part A, part B, part C and part D, and examination will be of 70 marks. Out of 70 marks, part D is very important because 50% of 70 marks, that is for 35 marks, questions will be asked in part D itself. Now again, this part D is divided into 3 sections, and in the last sections 5 numericals will be given. In those you need to answer any 3 numericals. So here in this video our focus is on last section of part D where 15 marks are allotted. Now questions will be from 33 to 37. 5 questions will be asked. So among these 5 questions, you have to answer any 3 questions. Out of 5 questions, you can answer any 3 questions. Usually question number 33 is from electric charges and field, and which is the first chapter, or from the second chapter electrostatic potential and capacitance. Whereas 34th question is opted always from current electricity majority of the times. So these are the chapters on which you need to focus more to get those 15 marks in the last section, which is absolutely only about numericals. Whereas in question number 35, question is asked from alternating current. Whereas in question number 36, question is either asked from ray optics or it may be from wave optics. Whereas question number 37 is filled with huge competition because either from atoms or from nuclei, or even sometimes question is from maybe asked from dual nature of matter and radiations. So these are the chapters out of 15 chapters. These are the chapters on which every student need to focus to get those 15 marks, which is exclusively for numerical purpose. Now, as you can see, question number 33, this particular question is from electric charges and field, which is the first chapter. Now, in this question, very clearly, this is very simple formula based question. Majority of the time in PO board, you will get a questions directly based on formula. So I strongly suggest all the students to make a formula list of at least these many number of chapters. For example, if you are making a list of formula for concept of Coulomb's law, write down the heading as Coulomb's law, then you can write down its equation. Don't miss the magnitude. Then at the end, you can explain the terms where Q1 and Q2 are the charges and R is the distance between the charge. So if you make a formula list along with the concepts with the explanation of the term, then it becomes very easy to correlate with the question. Now, as you can see here, there are 2 metal spheres. Each of them is having its own charge. One sphere is positively charged and one more is negatively charged. So let me just draw a diagram. Sphere is nothing but kind of a football shape. Charge on first sphere is 0.4 microcoulomb. So let me convert to SI unit. Micro is nothing but 10 power minus 6. Whereas second sphere is consist of negative charge. This is also given in micro. So let me convert it into SI unit. So 1 microcoulomb is 10 raised to minus 6 coulomb. Now, what is the distance between these two spheres is what they are asking as a first part of the question. And they have also given one more data. So this Q1 is positively charged, Q2 is negatively charged. So obviously opposite charges attract. So the force of attraction between them is 0.2 Newton. So let us solve this first part. Then anyway, we have second case as well, which we will study later. Now here, so very simple concept, 2 charges are there which are experiencing a force. So the force experienced by a charges is given by Coulomb's law, which is F equal to K you can write, or instead of that constant you can use 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. magnitude of Q1 Q2 by R square. This is the formula. Magnitude is very, very important because that indicates that we need to take the positive values. Suppose here Q2 is negative, but since in formula we have a magnitude, this minus 0.8 we consider it as a plus 0.8. So the value of R they are asking. So if we cross multiply, R square will go to LHS and F will come to the denominator. Then after that it becomes very simple. All you need to do is substitute the values. The value of this constant is 9 into 10 power 9 and Q1 is 0.4 into 10 power minus 6 and Q2 is, here you need to be very careful, Q2 don't take negative since there is a magnitude. So Q2 is also plus 0.8 into 10 power minus 6 divided by force between them is 0.2. So you can erase the point, then 2 ones are 2 2s are 4, then 9 2s are 18, then you can multiply that 18 into 0.8. See, whatever may be the bigger calculation, multiply all the numbers, then get into the 10 powers. So 10 power 9 into 10 power minus 6 is 10 power 3, 3 minus 6 is minus 3. So remove square and take a root. So if this particular number, if you solve, anyway in PO board calculator is also allowed. So comfortably you can multiply these two, 18 into 0.8, n into 10 raised to minus 3 is also there. So suppose here in this particular case, if I multiply 18 into 0.8, I am going to get 14.4 into 10 power minus 3. So odd numbers, odd negative numbers taking out of the square root will be tedious task. So I will make this minus 3 as minus 4. Under that scenario, this 14.4 will become 144. So it's a perfect square. Square root of 144 is 12. And 10 power minus 4, if it comes out of the square root, half of that. So minus 4 by 2 is minus 2. So this is the distance. So since all the values are in SI unit, so end answer will also be in SI unit. That's not enough because again in second part of the question they are asking when they brought into contact. Now the concept comes into picture. The same spheres with the same charges, you are bringing them in contact with each other. So because of that, charge starts flowing from one sphere to another sphere. So unless or until they attain the equilibrium, the charge, that is the charge value becomes equal, which will be the average of value of charges. So average is nothing but adding those two charges and dividing by 2. So this will be the new value of Q1 and Q2, which are equal with one another when they are in contact with each other. So under that scenario, so only for some duration of time they brought into contact, then they are replaced in their original positions. Under that scenario, what is the force between them? So replacing back to the same distance, that means previously whatever distance we got 12 into 10 power minus 2, after bringing into contact, they are brought back to the original position with the distance of 12 into 10 power minus 2 meter. But Q1 and Q2 value will be changed. So because of that, force of attraction between them will also changes. So let us find out Q1 and Q2 average. So the value of Q1 is 0.4 micro plus Q2 is negative. So in this case, I will take minus as it is because mathematical average I'm not taking the magnitude here, divided by 2. So 0.4 into 10 power minus 6 plus into minus is minus, then 10 power minus 6. So 10 power minus 6 you can take common. So inside the bracket you will get 0.4 minus 0.8 divided by 2. So here you will get minus 0.4 by 2, which is minus 0.2 into 10 power minus 6. But again, when I am finding the force between these two charges, again I will use the Coulomb's law, which is K into magnitude of Q1 Q2 by R square. The value of K is 9 into 10 power 9. Q1 and Q2, again magnitude I am supposed to consider. Here you need to be very careful. Don't take negative sign since we are considering the magnitude. So Q1 into Q2 is same. So 0.2 into 10 power minus 6. Instead of writing one more time, I will do whole square divided by distance, which we found in previous case. That is 12 into 10 power minus 2. So this problem is like kind of buy one get one offer. If you go wrong in finding the distance between them, obviously force will also be wrong. So first term 9 into 10 power 9 as it is. then 0.2 whole square. So 2 square is 4, then put a point after 2 digits. So a power m whole power n is a power m into n. So law of indices I'm using here. Minus 6 square will be minus 12 divided by 12 square is 144. Then minus 2 square, again law of indices you can use, will be 10 power minus 4. So let us solve all the numbers first. So if I multiply 9 with 0.04, I will get 0.36. If I divide that with 144, all I'm going to get is 0.0025. So 10 powers, let me solve now. 9 minus 12 is minus 3. If minus 4 goes to numerator, plus 4. So minus 3 plus 4 is 10. So if you multiply this, you will get 0.025 Newton. You can keep it in decimal, or you can write it as 2.5 into 10 power minus 2 Newton, or even you can write it as 25 into 10 power minus 3 Newton. So in upcoming videos, we will solve a few more numericals related to 5 marks important questions from the chapters which I have already mentioned. Thank you all.